A key stage in establishing customer relationships in a digital world is to understand how to evaluate the profitability of each customer segment. Customer lifetime value, or CLTV, is a measure of customer profitability over the total time that the customer deals with the organization or the firm, from acquisition until churn or abandonment. The main principle behind CLTV is that customers are not created equally. The CLTV will determine the cost between reaching and keeping customers and their prospect of continuing to remain over time. While CLTV can be calculated on a per-customer basis, it is more typically determined for an average customer in each of its target segments. For example, a publisher will calculate multiple CLTVs, one for print, one for digital, or perhaps a bundle. Most service and repeat purchase industry marketers, such as those from media, wireless, hotel, airline, etc., already recognize CLTV as one of the most important key performance indicator metrics. However, it's not widely used among many media organizations because it is difficult to collect accurate data, especially for those media segments that may still be using traditional media. CLTV helps organizations understand long-term value versus short-term gain and can be more helpful than average profit, or ROI, because it provides more accurate information to inform acquisition cost decisions. For example, a simple comparison of the traditional transaction, or ROI method, versus customer lifetime value method for a large online entertainment rental streaming service. The simplest formula for calculating CLTV is annual profit contribution per customer for each year times customer retention rate for each year minus the initial cost of customer acquisition. As you can see, CLTV is a function of both the revenue generated by the segment through transaction frequency and amount, as well as the cost to acquire, serve, and retain. Therefore, the type of relationship that a media organization may establish by customer segment will have a direct impact on CLTV. For example, self-service and automated service types of customer relationships may require significantly more upfront costs in systems and labor, but the costs to maintain, serve, and retain beyond the initial investment are much lower. Conversely, dedicated personal assistants will likely require a smaller upfront cost in systems, but the cost to maintain, serve, and retain on a monthly basis will be much higher than the other types of customer relationships. The case study for this module has been blinded for confidentiality purposes, but it is a local media newspaper in a struggling economy in North Carolina. The population growth from this area has remained stagnant for the past 20 years, and this is unlike the entire state of North Carolina, which has seen a 24.7% population boom since 2000. Our research with this organization shows that at least half of the readers of the online edition routinely read the print version, but for atypical reasons. As heavy news consumers, the dual print web readers used the digital version to stay up to date on breaking stories, especially on days that the newspaper does not publish a print edition. The digital readers are looking for information behind the stories they read in the print edition. The average print-only reader is over 60 years old, which the dual online print reader is 15 years younger at 45 years old. Finally, the average online-only reader is just 35 years old and resides not just in that local area, but in fact throughout the state. The print-only and dual online print readers are exceedingly loyal, while the online-only reader tended to check out the site when a friend or colleague mentioned a particular story. Please read the accompanying case study, the North Carolina newspaper case study, which reveals in more detail the importance of deeply understanding and calculating customer lifetime value and how to access which segments and customers are most advantageous to an organization. When an organization like our publisher in the case study is ready to undertake the work necessary to determine the lifetime value of their customers, There are 4 necessary pieces of information that they will need to gather and calculate. The first is the initial cost of customer acquisition. This is calculated by using the formula new digital unique visitors divided by total spend on new digital subscriber acquisition times 1%. The second is the annual revenue contribution per customer, calculated by using the formula total digital advertising revenue divided by engaged unique digital visitors. The third is the annual direct costs and fulfillment per customer. This is similar to the second calculation, except that we use direct costs and fulfillment in lieu of the advertising revenue. And the fourth and final is annual customer retention rate. This is calculated by using the formula 1 minus the digital churn rate. Before an organization can calculate its CLTV, it is important to have a variety of other metrics produced to first manufacture the CLTV and second put the numbers in context. We have found that these metrics help better understand the CLTV and put the organization's business situation into a better context. For instance, the metric for average customer revenue takes into account subscribers and advertisers and constructs an easily digestible bit of information. The 8 metrics are average acquisition cost, engaged unique visitors, and this is for digital only, average customer revenue, average customer costs, average customer profit, churn rate, retention rate, and cumulative retention rate. For the North Carolina Media Organization case study, they wanted to better understand the CLTV for their print and digital businesses to determine how they should best allocate marketing dollars to capture new subscribers. Once we had a better understanding of these metrics, we could finally calculate the CLTV for each of the 5 years presented. So utilizing the metrics we had calculated for average customer profit, cumulative retention rate, and acquisition costs, we were able to create CLTV for the print business in our case study in 2010 of $33.56. The formula was $290.14 times 0.54 minus 123.12, and that's how we got to $33.56. The cumulative CLTV is created simply by adding this year's CLTV with the previous cumulative CLTV. As 2010 was the first year of our study with the North Carolina publisher, the cumulative and annual CLTV are the same. But by 2014, cumulative average CLTV for print-only subscribers was $147.12. Now that the work has been done to calculate all of the metrics, including CLTV, it's time to analyze the results. First, we look at the print business of the North Carolina News Organization. Answering these 3 questions will help us better understand what is happening with this important yet troubled portion of their business. The first question you may be asking yourself looking at the results are why the acquisition costs seem to be going down from 2010 through 2014. The newspaper has been having difficulties with the print business for years. The number of readers of the print edition has been dropping for years. Many of the print readers are elderly, the average age of 60 years old for the print edition, and younger readers are opting for either the digital-only edition or getting their local news from Facebook or other free sources. So the number of print readers has actually fallen by over 10% between 2010 and 2014. So then, why would the acquisition costs be dropping? First, the media organization has been heavily marketing to print readers through traditionally cheaper means, primarily their own digital platforms. This has reduced direct print marketing costs by 25% between 2010 and 2014. Also, the production costs of the print edition are down by over 50% in the same period. This is a good thing, as most of the printing has been outsourced. They have also heavily discounted print rates to new subscribers, which has helped lessen the decline in subscribers. The large increase in new subscribers has also helped to release the pain from the churn rate, which was 51% in 2014. All of these factors are contributing to acquisition costs going down. Second, why is the cumulative retention rate going down? The cumulative retention rate has trended down and is at only 4% in 2014. This is due to the high churn numbers. Cumulative retention is the result of the current year's retention multiplied by last year's retention rate. As the churn has stayed near 50%, this has reduced the number over the 5-year span we are evaluating. As the economy has remained troubled in this area for the past few decades, readers often let their print subscriptions lapse and then sign up again at a discounted rate or when the funds become available. The last question, why is CLTV trending down? The print CLTV, which started at $33.56 in 2010, has declined to $19.15 in 2014. The answer again lies in the high churn number. The average customer profit is multiplied by the churn rate, with average acquisition costs subtracted out to create CLTV. A small decrease in customer profit combined with an increase in churn rate has wreaked havoc on CLTV, cutting it down to nearly half in just 5 years. Now let's evaluate the digital part of the business of the North Carolina Media Organization from a CLTV perspective. Answering the same 3 questions will help us better understand what's happening with this emerging portion of their business. First, what's happening with the average acquisition cost? The average acquisition cost has been fairly stagnant each year, but showed a precipitous drop between 2013 and 2014. The number of website visitors amped up in this period. Furthermore, the costs associated with digital are far lower than print. The cost for marketing the digital products even fell by 67% between 2010 and 2014, and that's what's driving acquisition costs. Second, why is the annual churn rate increasing? The main reason is because there are more and more customers subscribing to the digital edition. This was easy in the beginning to have a 97% retention rate with only a handful of subscribers. Once there are many more subscribers, the churn rate increases. However, the churn rate in this case still remains far lower than the churn rate from the print business, which helps increase CLTV. Finally, why is CLTV trending up? The CLTV for digital is now almost as high as print. The expectation for the news organization is that the next few years, the digital will eclipse the print CLTV. Digital may have a slightly smaller CLTV, but there are thousands more potential digital subscribers and only hundreds of potential print subscribers. The North Carolina News Organization can actually make more money by going after digital subscribers and also digital sponsorship through tailored content like exclusive events or email newsletters. Before the CLTV study, the North Carolina News Organization had been leery of investing too much money into the digital side of their business. As far as they were concerned, the print business was driving the majority of overall revenue, so it devoted the majority of its attention and time to that business. Obviously, they were aware of the problem impacting print newspapers, but focusing on digital subscribers was only going to cannibalize existing print subscriptions with lower traditional price points. They had enough competitors to worry about. The last thing they wanted was to start another battle. However, the news organization is also practical and aware that changes need to be made after a challenging decade. After learning more about customer lifetime value and how to properly quantify digital customers, the media organization was willing to continue to invest further into digital. One of the key takeaways of CLTV is for an organization to separate short-term view with long-term gains and see the lifetime profitability of certain segments. The news organization now saw the value of trying to tap into the far larger pool of digital subscribers than the shrinking number of potential print subscribers. New digital and branded content has helped to draw in new subscribers and enhance the news organization's standing in their community. By offering an abundance of content for free on their website, the organization is trying to reach the community where it currently resides. Crime, traffic, and other breaking news is offered free of charge to the community through the website and social media channels. The news organization also created a number of features exclusive to the digital-only subscribers, including easy sharing tools, exclusive mobile app, and e-newsletter access. The organization also tweaked the digital-only subscription price point below the home delivery of the twice-weekly physical paper.